Good morning and Jai Hind children. I welcome you all in today's live class of biology. Now children, as you know that we are discussing the chapter nutrition in animals. And in previous class, I have explained you about the digestion in small intestine and the absorption of the digested food in small intestine. Now today I will discuss the next topic of the chapter, that is assimilation. Assimilation. Children, remember that when the different digestive juices act on the food, so they are responsible for the breakdown of complex nutrients into the simpler form. And when those complex nutrients broke in simpler form, they are get absorbed by the by the blood capillaries, and they move to the different parts of our body. So the after absorption process, when those nutrients get broken down into simpler form, they are ready to use by our body. And this process of utilizing the digested food is termed as assimilation. So when those simpler form of materials reaches to the cells of our body, they get used up to produce energy. And in this chemical reaction, they also forms carbon dioxide and water. So the different simpler substances like amino acids, fatty acids and glycerols, sugar, they all are going to utilized by our body, and this process of utilization is simply termed as assimilation. Mainly the fatty acids and glycerols, they are used as a reserve materials to provide the energy. Amino acid that we obtain after breakdown of proteins, they take an important role for building and repairing of the body parts and the body tissues. And the simple sugar which get broken down after the starch and the glucose, they are mainly used to produce energy along with water and carbon dioxide. So we can say that the glucose or simple sugar in the body cells gets broken down into glucose form water, carbon dioxide and produce energy. And this energy used up by our body to do the different activities. And this process of utilization of this is termed as simply assimilation. After the assimilation, the last step of the nutrition is digestion. So, children, digestion is a last step. So, in this step, the removal of waste material or undigested solid part of the food get removed out from the body, and this removal is termed as digestion. And this digestion occurs from the rectum and anus. So rectum is the last part of the alimentary canal where the undigested food in solid form get collected, and time to time they are going to removed out from an opening that is called anus. And this process of removal is termed as digestion. So these all are the different steps which are involved in the process of nutrition in human beings. I hope that children you understood it. Is it? Again, once again I am going to revise all the 5 steps. The first step was ingestion. Yes, taking in the food by mouth. After that, the second one is digestion. the breakdown of complex substances into simpler substances. That starts from mouth, stomach, and small intestine. And the third step was absorption. When all the complex substances broke down into simpler form, they get absorbed by the blood. So that is termed as absorption, and after the absorption, assimilation, that utilization of those nutrients by our body to produce energy, to repair of the body tissues or the growth of the body, and also to reserve the food to produce energy. So these all will comes under the step assimilation. And the last fifth step is digestion, that is removal of the undigested part of food in solid form is digestion. Okay children, understood? So please revise these all topics again. You will understood it easily. Now come to the next topic of the chapter. Ruminants. Children, the ruminants is a term used for a group of animals, a kind of animals like cows, buffaloes, sheep, goat, etc. So these all kind of animals are termed as ruminants. This term is given to them because they have a special digestive system. If we compare the digestive system of human beings and of these ruminants, so we will see that the process of ingestion is the same. But after the ingestion, when the food goes to the stomach from the esophagus, so in human beings, we have the single stomach who have single chamber. But in case of these animals, they have four chambered stomach. So you can understand it with the help of this diagram. If this is the esophagus, so esophagus comes and opens in stomach. So the stomach is having four different chambers. Chamber 1, 2, 3 and 4. And after that, the small intestine starts and then large intestine, then rectum, then anus. So rest of the steps are the same. Only the difference is here in stomach. They have four chambered stomach. When the food ingested in the mouth, they get partially chewed and passes through the esophagus and comes in the first chamber of stomach. So food comes to the first chamber of stomach, and this chamber is known as rumen. The name of this chamber is rumen. Here the food stay for some time and then goes to the second chamber. And from second chamber, it moves back to the mouth. And here the partially digested food, that is known as cud, again chewed completely and then passes to the next chamber of the stomach, that is third chamber and fourth chamber, and then it passes to the small intestine and then large intestine. So this process of chewing again the partially digested food, that is cud, by these animals is known as rumination. The name of that process is rumination. Yes, and the name of this chamber is rumen. And that is why the name of such group of animals are given as ruminants. So I hope that you understood. The ruminant is the term indicate for that group of animals who have four chambered stomach, and the first chamber is rumen. In this chamber, the rumination process is going to occur. Means twice the process of chewing. The first partially chewed food and the second completely chewed food. It comes in the next chamber for digestion. And that is why these animals are termed as ruminants. Children, I hope that you understood the ruminants, rumination and rumen. Rumen is the name of, yes, it's name of first chamber of stomach. Rumination is the process in which partially digested food again get chewed, and that partially digested food is known as gut. So this process is known as rumination, and that is why this group of animals, such kind of animals, are known as ruminants. Yes, very good. So this is our last topic of the chapter, and I hope that you understood. Children, we have an important topic which is given separately in your chapter, and the topic is actually a kind of story. So it's given as the story of, yes, the stomach with a hole. So I want to explain this also to you because it's very interesting. The story of stomach with a hole. The story of the stomach with the hole. As the topic is related to our chapter, as we are discussing about the alimentary canal, stomach, the process of digestion and all. So that is why this story is given here. As many years ago, that is about the date 6th June 1822, a person was there, that is Alex Saint Martin. He suffered, his stomach get injured. Due to some accident, the stomach get injured and it's made a hole in the stomach. After the treatment by the doctors, the injury get treated, it's get recovered, but a hole remains there in the stomach. And this hole has given a number of things, a number of facts regarding the stomach to the doctors. As the doctors, when given the food to the patients, after completely recovery of that injured part, when the food is given to them, they are able to know that when the food goes to the stomach, it gets digested because of certain digestive juices. So they have done number of experiments. The food get tied with a thread and the food get given to them, that person. When that food comes to the stomach part and with the help of the hole, that food taken out. So it was observed that the food get digested and the juices which are present on its surface is a kind of digestive juices. So the juices get examined and they are able to know that what is the chemical composition of those juices and how they are responsible to digest the food. So these all things are understood. These all things get known by the people at that time with the patient who have a stomach with a hole. So this story is given there in the chapter. So just please read this whole story and you will understood easily that how the stomach has given a lot of information about the process of digestion of the food. Okay children? So here The topics of the chapter are going to over. And children, please go through all the topics again so you can understand the topics very easily. Because topics are very simple and you can understand it easily, but you need to revise the topics. And if you have a doubt anyway, so you can ask during the query time. Okay, children? Now, I'm going to start the exercise, but before the exercise, the oral questions which are given there in the chapter. So come to the oral questions. Oral questions, second. Now the question number 1 is given here that in which two organs does digestion of food in human mainly occurs? Children, please, before giving the answer or before writing the answer, please think about the question and read twice at least the question. It is asked from you that which two organs, you have to write here the name of two organs, does digestion of food in humans mainly. Digestion of food. You know very well the digestion, the breakdown of complex substances into simpler form. So this breakdown or digestion are mainly occurs in our stomach and in small intestine. Because these are the two parts of our alimentary canal where most of the digestion completes. So your answer will be stomach and small intestine are the two organs where most of the digestion occurs. Now the question number 2 is absorption of digested food occurs in the stomach. Do you agree? Justify your answer. Children, as I told that, please read the question twice. Otherwise, you can give the wrong answer. Given that absorption of digested food occurs in stomach. Is it? In the stomach, absorption occurs? No. In the stomach, the digestion occurs. Absorption occurs in small intestine. So this statement is wrong. So you have to write no. You are not agree. Yes, the reason you know very well, because in stomach the digestion of food occurs and absorption occurs in small intestine. Now the question number 3 is all digestive juices are secreted by cells in stomach and small intestine. Do you agree? Give reason. All digestive juices secretes from stomach and small intestine only. Is it? No. Again, not. Because some of the digestive juices secretes from mouth, from salivary gland. Some of the digestive juice secretes from, yes, it's a gallbladder that present in liver. Some of the digestive juice secretes from pancreas. So these are the other places or organs also where the digestive juices secretes. And stomach and small intestine also some of the digestive juices secrete. So we cannot say that all the digestive juice secretes from stomach and small intestine only. No. Now the next question is what happens to food after it is digested and absorbed by the blood? Even today I have explained that after digestion and absorption, what happens to those food? So after digestion and absorption, the food is used to produce energy. It is used to repair the body parts, growth of the body, and also reserve as energy sources. So after digestion, these all processes are going to occur, and this process is known as assimilation. Yes, very good. Now come to the question number 5. In what way is the basic structure of the stomach of a cow different from the stomach of a human? We also have explained this topic today. The structure of stomach of cow and the structure of stomach of a human. How they are different basically in the structure. So simply you can see that the stomach of human have only one chamber whereas the stomach of cows are having 4 chambers. Is it? And in the cow, the partially digested food again comes back in the mouth for chewing. Whereas in human beings, once the food goes to the stomach, it not comes back to the mouth. So these are some of the differences in humans and cows. So children, these are the oral questions, second, which are given in your chapter. And now I'm going to discuss the exercise of the book. And the first exercise is choose the most appropriate answer. Choose the most appropriate answer. And the question number 1 is given here that which of these is not a part of nutrition? Children, the 4 options are given and go through those options very carefully. The first option, digestion, second, absorption, third, digestion, and fourth, excretion. And you have to find out that out of these 4, which of these is not a part of nutrition. Children, nutrition have 5 steps. The first one, ingestion, second one, digestion, third one, absorption, fourth one, assimilation, and fifth one, digestion. So what will be the correct answer here, which is the not part of nutrition? So your answer will be excretion. So option D will be here correct. Now question number 2. The pointed teeth in your mouth are? The kind of teeth we already have explained. We have 4 kind of teeth. The first one, incisor. Second one, canine. Third one, premolars. And fourth one, molars. So here in this question it's given the pointed teeth in the mouth are what? Premolars. Second, incisors. Third, molars. Fourth, canines. So as you know very well, the answer will be canine because canine is pointed and that is why it is used for tearing the food, especially the meat. Now the question number 3 is the last part of digestion of food takes place in. The last part of digestion, children, of food takes place where? And option, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, esophagus. So in esophagus, not digestion occurs and it is not the last part. In stomach, partial digestion occurs. After that, most of the digestion also occurs. In large intestine, no digestion of food occurs here at all. And in small intestine, this is the answer here, which is the last part of our alimentary canal where most of the digestion occurs. Complete digestion, you can say that, occurs in small intestine. Now the question number 4, which of the following organs does not secrete digestive juices? As we have discussed, the different organs of our body secretes digestive juices. Is it? Like mouth, the salivary gland secretes, liver secretes, pancreas, stomach, small intestine, these all. So here the options are given as stomach, small intestine, liver, esophagus. Children, the correct answer will be esophagus because in esophagus no any kind of digestive juice secretes. It is only the passage where the food passes from mouth to stomach. Now the question number 5. The greatest amount of digestion of food in humans takes place in the greatest amount. Most of the digestion occurs in which part of our digestive system? In stomach, some digestion, partial digestion occurs. And in small intestine, the most of the digestion, the greatest digestion occurs here. The complete digestion, you can say that. So here your correct answer will be small intestine. Now the question number 6, breaking down of food into simple soluble compound is called. You have to write the name of the process. Breaking down of food into simple substances or compound is called what? The options, ingestion, second digestion, third nutrition, and fourth digestion. Children, I hope that you know the answer. Yes, the answer will be digestion, because in the digestion process, the complex form of the food breaks into the simpler form. Now, the question number 7. During digestion, fats are changed into. When the digestion of fat occurs, so it is going to change in which form? In which substance? Simpler substance. And the options are given here: amino acids, B. fatty acids and glycerol, C. sugar, D. glucose. So children, you know that amino acid is the form which converted or which formed after the breakdown of protein, not by the fats. And when the fats get break down, it forms the fatty acid and glycerol. So your answer will be fatty acid and glycerol. Question number 8. Bile is produced in the. Children, we already have discussed in detail the bile juice produced in different part and stored in different part. So the question is, bile is produced in the, and the options given: stomach, second small intestine, third pancreas, and fourth liver. I hope that you got the answer. It is produced in liver, yes, and stored in gallbladder. So the question is where it is produced. So you have to give the answer liver. Now the question number 9. The teeth that are used for biting an apple are different kind of teeth that we have in our mouth. They have a different function. Some are used for cutting or biting, some are used for tearing, some are used for crushing, and some are used for grinding. So remember that, children. For biting an apple, we are going to use our incisors. So the options are given: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars, and your answer will be incisors. Now come to the question number 10. What kind of teeth do you think are specially developed in carnivores? Didn't think about that. The carnivores. You know very well about carnivores. The animals who are eating the flesh or meat of other animals. They are termed as carnivores. So as they are going to eat the flesh or meat of other animals, so definitely they need a kind of teeth which help them to tearing of food. And this function is performed by which kind of teeth? Canines. Yes. So your answer will be here, canines. Okay, children. So I hope that you understood all the MCQs, that multiple choice questions of your book exercise, and you need to do it only in the book, not in the notebook. Now come to the question number B. Very short answer questions. Very short answer question, and you have to write the answer in one word just. And that is why you can write it also only in the book, not in the notebook, because the answer is of only one word. So come to the question number 1. Digestion is the process of breaking down of food into simple form. So here a blank space is given and you have to fill a correct word here. So children, remember that the digestion of the food, in this process what happens? The food breaks down into simple and soluble form that can easily dissolve in water, and that is why they can absorb. Okay, so you have to fill here the word soluble. Now the question number 2, what is the name given to the process by which absorbed nutrients are utilized by the body? Today we have discussed this process, children. The process by which the absorbed nutrients, after the absorption of the nutrients, they are used up by our body either to produce food or to repair the body or for growth of the body. So the name of that process is assimilation. Yes. So here your answer will be assimilation. Question number 3. Name the cavity in unicellular animals in which food is present. So children, the correct answer is food vacuoles. Like in amoeba, the food vacuole is present. Question number 4 is, digestion begins in the stomach. Is it true or false? It will be false, because digestion begins in mouth. It is not complete digestion, it's partial, but it begins. So it will be false. Okay, children? Now, thank you and have a nice day.